in the heart of Epsilon Prime Station, where thousands of alien species traded, schemed, and whispered about the dangerous humans of Earth. A small figure wandered through the glowing corridors. Her clothes were torn, her skin pale under the neon lights, and her eyes, once bright, now reflected only fear and exhaustion. She had been walking for hours. No one noticed her. No one wanted to. The vendors turned away, the guards looked past her, and even the scanners ignored her existence. Her name was Lyra, a child of the Threni, a species known for empathy and light-based communication. But she had no light left to show. Her people were gone, wiped out in a border war that the Galactic Council didn't even record. To them, she was a ghost of an unimportant planet. That's when she saw him. A tall figure in a dark coat stood at the edge of the docking bay, looking out at the stars. His presence felt different, calm but dangerous. No insignia, no rank, no weapon showing. Just human. Lyra hesitated. The humans had a reputation. They were called Terrans, a race that fought like demons, spoke like poets, and carried pain as if it were armor. Most aliens avoided them. But Lyra had no one else. She stepped closer, heart pounding. "Excuse me," she whispered, but her voice was lost in the noise of starships. The man turned slowly. His eyes were grey, like storm clouds before lightning. He looked directly at her, as if he truly saw her. For the first time in days, someone saw her. She swallowed hard. "Will you help me?" The human didn't answer right away. His gaze shifted to the scars on her arms, to the faint burn marks on her neck, the marks of a slave collar. "Who did this to you?" His voice was low but sharp, like steel under velvet. Lyra trembled. "The Drax Syndicate. They took my world." The man's expression darkened. For a second, Lyra saw something terrifying behind those calm eyes. Rage. Old and buried, now stirring again. He bent down, looked her in the eyes, and said quietly, "All right, kid. You're safe now." Behind them, the station's lights flickered. Somewhere deep in the docking bay, systems recognized a human combat ID being reactivated for the first time in years. And every alien who saw that signal felt a chill, because the Terran wasn't just a man. He was a veteran of the Solar Wars. And now, he was angry again. The man's name was Commander Jace Allen, once a decorated officer of the Terran Defense Force. After the Solar Wars, he vanished. Some said he was dead. Others said he'd gone rogue. But now, standing in the dim corridors of Epsilon, Prime with a trembling alien child beside him, Jace Allen was alive, and something inside him had just reawakened. He led Lyra to an abandoned maintenance hangar, where dust-covered half-repaired drones and silent shuttles. He knelt to her level. "Tell me everything," he said. Between soft sobs, Lyra told him how the Drax Syndicate raided her homeworld. They captured survivors, sold them to mining colonies, and erased all records of her people from the galactic archives. "They said small races don't matter," she whispered. Jace's fists tightened. "That's what the Council always says, until humans make them care." He stood and opened an old metal locker. Inside, under a top, lay his Terran combat armor, black plating etched, with the emblem of Earth's lost fleet. He brushed his hand over the surface, and the suit hummed faintly, recognizing its owner. "Command authorization. Arlen, Jace. Reactivate." Lights flared. Systems rebooted. The armor unfolded around him piece by piece, its exoskeletal joints clicking into place. Lyra's eyes widened in awe. "Are you going to fight them?" she asked, voice trembling. Jace locked the chest plate. "I'm going to remind them why they stopped fighting humans in the first place." He accessed the station's data hub through his wrist console. Instantly, security systems detected the breach, but before they could react, the Terran override code silenced them. Maps appeared, glowing blue. The Drax Syndicate's trade routes, hidden bases, and financial flows all unraveled before his eyes. "Still using the same encryption after 20 years, he muttered. "Lazy." Suddenly, a voice echoed through the comms. "Jace Allen, I thought you were dead." He recognized the voice. Vorik, Drax Wallow, one of the architects of the slave raids. Jace smiled coldly. You'll wish I was. The channel cut. Lyra looked at him, fear and hope mixing in her gaze. If you go after them, they'll come for you. For us. They already will, he said. But I don't run. I end things. Outside, alarms began to blare across the station. The Drac Syndicate had learned a Terran was back, and panic spread like wildfire. In the vast silence of space, one message began transmitting across every outlaw frequency. Human combat ID, active. Solar War veteran sighted on Epsilon Prime. The galaxy remembered that signal. And it remembered what came next. Retribution. Epsilon Prime trembled. Every species on the station felt it. The return of a legend. A whisper that passed from mouth to mouth faster than light itself. A human has awakened. Commander Jace Arlen marched through the lower decks, armor glowing faintly under the emergency lights. Lyra walked beside him, clutching a small holographic pendant, the last memory of her family. Security droids rolled into the corridors, weapons armed. The Drac Syndicate's logo flashed on their hulls. A metallic voice barked, "Surrender, Terran. You are surrounded." Jace didn't stop. "Lyra, cover your ears." She obeyed. Then he raised his hand, his armor pulsed, blew, and unleashed a shockwave that shattered the droids like glass. The sound of twisted metal filled the hall, followed by silence. "Still using tin cans," Jace muttered. "You'd think the galaxy would have learned." They reached Dock 47, Vorok's shipyard. Massive warships loomed, their engines blazing, preparing to flee. From the deck above, Vorok, the Drax warlord, stared down at him with cold amusement. "So it's true," Vorok sneered. "The human monster lives. You fought for peace once, Arlen. Now you fight for a dying child." Jace looked up, calm and steady. "Not peace," he said. "Justice." Vorok roared, activating his plasma cannon. But before he could fire, Jace's armor shimmered, then vanished. Stealth mode. The next seconds were chaos. Alarms screamed as invisible footsteps echoed through the deck. One by one, guards dropped, stunned, disarmed, defeated before they even saw who struck them. And then Jace appeared behind Vorok. "You took her world. So now I take yours." He slammed Vorok's cannon aside and drove him into the deck plating. Sparks exploded. The Drax gasped as Jace raised his wrist module, sending a signal. All across the shipyard, the Syndicate's data cores overloaded. Erasing records, credits, and slave ledgers, decades of corruption gone in seconds. Vorok growled weakly, "You can't save them all, human." Jace's expression didn't change. "Maybe not. But she'll live free." He turned away as the shipyard's reactor began to overload. He picked up Lyra and ran toward the evac bay, the roar of explosions following them into space. Moments later, Epsilon Prime skyline lit up with fire, the Drax Syndicate's fleet. Burning. The galaxy watched in stunned silence. The Council issued no statement. The outlaws went dark. And across every channel, a single phrase spread, "Humans don't start wars. They end them." As their shuttle drifted into the stars, Lyra looked up at him. "What happens now?" Jace smiled faintly. "Now, kid, we rebuild." And for the first time, she believed him.